Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My voice is going to be a little bit off from the video behind this because I had to cut out the intro I originally done whenever I was recording this video behind and everything because I completely screwed it up. I was just talking about how I started a world and everything and how that was originally going to be the world that I had behind every video, which it's not. I'm gonna have a different world actually. I might actually just play House Flipper instead. But I have a new mic, so I'll probably sound different. Hopefully I don't sound horrible. I'm hoping I sound better. But I'm back with Kitsune, Anbu Naruto / Gaanaru. This is chapter 14. Been a while since I've read it. It really has, and it's been a while since I've uploaded, and I'm sorry for that, but I wasn't able to upload because, one, I was waiting to get my new computer, which that's what I'm recording on. You're no longer going to be seeing KineMaster up in the corner because I've got an actual editing thing on my computer now. And I'm not using KineMaster. I should hopefully be working on more videos, and I might actually be making longer videos now. I'd like to ask if you guys could possibly give me some more fanfics that you would like me to read, and I'll see if I can get permission to read them, because I always have to get permission before I read a fanfic. That is it. I will only read ones that I get permission to do. But I'm recording this right after I got my new mic, so I haven't seen how it sounds yet, so I'm sorry if it sounds really bad. But we'll just go ahead and get into this. You guys don't want to hear me just talking. Okay, that was stupid. You guys just don't want to hear me talking, like, about how got a new mic and all that stuff. I might start streaming soon. I do not know yet. So, be prepared for that, but also don't get your hopes up. I keep messing everything up. Holy crap. Okay, I'm hoping I said I was going to start reading because I can't remember. I got up to go get me a drink and I just ended up making me some tea. Because I haven't drank anything today. Don't be like me. Make sure that you drink. If you don't drink, I will find you and I will smack you because you gotta stay hydrated. Let's go ahead and start. Chapter 14, I believe it is. Chapter 14 of Kitsune, Anbu Naruto / Gaanaru. I woke up with something hard in my sheets. I used my chakra and realized it was my little flower. I wish I could see him. Oh, how I wish I could see my little flower. I hate how I can't see him. I'll never be able to see him. It makes me so mad, but at the same time, it makes me want to cry. I started shaking and knew a breakdown was going to happen. I shakily got up out of bed and knocked on Sasuke's door. He answered, and when he saw what state I was in, he just nodded and signaled for me to go. I ran out and started kicking and punching trees to get my mind off things. After my breakdown, I probably destroyed 15 trees. I was sweating and slid down a tree. I hadn't destroyed. I heard footsteps, but I was too tired to care. Hey, a small familiar voice. Oh wait, no. Oh god, the sound's back on the video. That scared me. Okay. Hey, a familiar voice called. I put on a small smile. "Hello, my little flower," I whispered. "What happened?" he asked quietly. I hung my head. "It sounds pretty stupid, but I sort of had a breakdown," I whispered. He sat down beside me. "I get those too. Want to talk about it?" he asked. I froze. I let out a shaky breath and noticed everyone's chakra signature come into view. Everyone's here, so I guess I can't avoid the question anymore. I chuckled. Everyone sat or stood around me, and I leaned up against a tree. "I'm Kitsune," I blurted out. Choruses of what and how rang out. I clutched my ears. "Guys, stop," Sasuke yelled. "His ears are sensitive," he yelled. Everyone immediately shut up, and I let out another shaky breath. It all started when I was 4 on my birthday. I was taken by a villager and was beaten. Then the Anbu found me. Before they could take him away, he slashed my eyes. I whispered. Gasps were heard around me. "Naruto, you better show them," Sakura said softly. I nodded, knowing she was right. And I took off my hinge. "Both of them, Naruto," Sasuke demanded. God, every once in a while I'll hear like dirt or something break in Minecraft and it'll freak me out. I'm so sorry, it's freaking me out so much. Both of them, Naruto, Sasuke demanded. I sighed and took off all of my hinges. Now all my scars and my eyes were shown. "Naruto," Ino whispered. I looked away from everyone. After that day, I asked Gigi if I could join the Anbu. He accepted, and I was taught at a young age by my sensei to channel chakra into my eyes and see chakra surrounding me. I whispered. "And that's why I train endlessly on my chakra on my birthday," I whispered. "Is there a certain reason why you were taken on your birthday?" Shikamaru asked. I hesitantly nodded. "Ever heard of the nine-tailed fox? The one the 4th Hokage took down?" I asked, and everyone nodded. "Well, the 4th couldn't defeat the Kyuubi because he was pure chakra, so he sealed him into an infant who was born just an hour before," I whispered. "That's cruel," yelled. I chuckled. Sakura said the same thing. "Does anyone know the day the 4th defeated the Kyuubi and what the villagers celebrate on that day?" I asked. Shino surprisingly answered this time. "October 10th is when we celebrate the Fox Festival," he answered. I nodded. "And they go out and hunt foxes?" "No, they don't," I snapped. "But that's what my sister Kiba, they hunt the fox. The one that has a Kyuubi sealed inside them," I explained. "Well, what does any of this have to do with anything?" Tamari asked. I sighed. I made a few hand signs, and Kurama appeared in his fox form. And his human form. I said that wrong. I'm sorry. "Everyone, meet Kurama, the nine-tailed fox," I announced. They all stared in shock at Kura. He tried to destroy the village against his will. Madara Uchiha controlled him," I added quickly. "The kid's right. I'm sorry for what I've done," Kurama said before taking a bow. Everyone stared at Kurama in shock. Kurama rose and stared at Gaara. I don't have the guts to look at him right now. "Shukaku, get your ass out here," he yelled. Gaara turned to me and I showed him the hand signs without looking at him. He managed to summon Shukaku, and as soon as he appeared, Kurama took him by the scruff of the neck. "Now listen here, Shukaku. If you torment that boy any longer, I will beat you to the ground," Kurama growled. Shukaku yelped and nodded furiously. "Oh god, I'm just hearing zombies. Oh, this is terrifying." I keep getting scared by random things in Minecraft. I'm so sorry. I don't remember what I was doing at that point, what I was trying to do. I think either I was checking my mods folder or something else. I think that's what I was doing. I think I was checking my mods folder. Either that or I was doing something with the sound. It was one of those two. Now where was I? Shikaku yelped and nodded furiously. Kurama released him and he fell to the ground. Wait, Naruto, what happened to all these trees? Choji asked. My eyes widened and I looked down. I had a breakdown. It's pretty stupid, but sometimes my feelings about being blind get the best of me and I just need a release, I whispered. I heard Tamari gasp. Naruto, I studied medical ninjutsu. How deep was the cut to your eye? She asked. I looked at Kurama. Just a bit above the lens, I think, Kurama answered. Tintin gasped in excitement. If you have a transplant, you could be able to see. The cut isn't all that deep. Nobody, she exclaimed. I scoffed. Nobody in the village would help the demon fox, and before any of you say anything, no, I'm not taking your fucking eyes. I deadpanned. What about we go to a different village, create a fake name, and you could probably get a donor, Sakura exclaimed. I shook my head. I know you guys are trying to help, but it just doesn't feel right taking someone else's eyes, I stated. Well, it's gonna happen, Sakura snapped. I sighed. I'm gonna go cool down. I sighed and got up and started walking towards the pond in the forest. I took everything but my boxers off and dived in. I slicked my hand back in my hair and smiled softly. After a while of relaxing, I sensed my little flower's chakra. You always seem to follow me, my little flower. I smiled. Chakra rushed to his face, and I laughed. Why don't you hop in? I asked him. He bit his lip. I don't know how to swim, he whispered. I smiled. Well, that's all right. I'll hold you. Besides, the water's not deep at all, I yelled. He shook his head. I want to talk first, he simply told me. I nodded, realizing the seriousness in his tone. He sat on a rock that was on the edge of the water. Why aren't you taking the transfer? He asked softly. I scoffed. Flower, people in the village hate me. Nobody will be willing to do it. I sighed. I'm sure some people will, he reassured. But you don't get it, Flower, do you? You know why I had the breakdown this morning? Because I can't see you. Kurama has shown me pictures and stuff, but it's not the same as experiencing you smile, and I hate it. Because at the same time, I know I can't get attached. People could hurt you, or the universe just hates me so much that something would happen to you, and I was cut off by lips meeting my own. My eyes widened in surprise, and I kissed back with just as much. Oh god, I hate reading this part. It's so... Ugh. Just before you ask, I am gonna read it. I just don't like reading kissy stuff, at least not out loud. I get get terrible secondhand embarrassment. So, you know what, screw it, let's just finish reading this chapter because it's almost done. I'll probably be able to fit in another chapter if I wanted, which that's good. I licked his lips asking for permission, and he surprisingly agreed. I deepened the kiss and explored his mouth with my tongue. Eventually, we had to break away for air, and I rested my forehead on his and smiled. You're perfect, Flower. That was the end of that chapter. I am going to read another one because I've still got room in this video, and I want to read as much as I possibly can so that I can try and get this book done so that I can start working on another one without having to worry about fucking everything up while I'm trying to read and accidentally calling it the wrong name or something. I'll probably ask someone, another person who's blah 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 blah. Another person who's got a fanfic out there that I really want to read for this channel. I keep looking back at the video real fast, and I'm finding parts where I was typing to like say, like speak or something, because I was looking through the world in spectator mode for a little bit. In every Minecraft world that I visit and like make and everything, I always find a mine shaft like immediately. Like I've made 5 different ones before in like the same day, and I found a mine shaft right under where I spawn, and it's all like completely different seeds. Like it's super weird. But I think I am gonna get another chapter in on this video. But I am gonna take a break real fast and get a drink, maybe go to the bathroom. I'll be back in a few seconds. Okay everyone, I'm back. I'm so sorry I had to pause it there. I got up, went on a short little walk to make sure my knees didn't lock up, drank a little bit more of my tea, and went and talked to my mother. I believe I can get another chapter done in this video, depending on how long this one is. Okay, I don't think it's too long, so I think I can get another one. Chapter 15, I believe it is now. I believe it is. Your perfect flower. Gaara flushed at my words and his face, and hid his face. There we go. I heard a... "Oh, come here, flower. Don't hide your face," I whispered, carefully grabbing his hands. I smiled, and he gave a ghost of a smile back. "There we go, my flower," I whispered. "You're getting that transfer, even if I have to donate," Gaara said, determined. My face instantly turned stern. Okay, their spelling and writing right there is very weird. What's going on in the Minecraft video at the moment? Oh yeah, this is whenever I found like 2 villages right next to each other, I think. My spelling is so weird. There is. I could have just put theirs. Sorry. I found 2 villages right next to each other, and I freaked out. I was internally freaking out right there, but I had my mic muted so that I wouldn't be caught talking like non-stop. Okay, let's get back to the actual story. I'll stop narrating what actually happened in the Minecraft world. I was so close to home, but I didn't know it. I swear on my life, if you give your eyes to me, I will... I started. "Do what?" a cheeky flower asked. I quirked an eyebrow at him, and he giggled. "Oh, for the love of God, I love that sound. I could listen to it for centuries and never get tired of it, but at the moment, my flower needs to be taught a lesson." "Oh, I'll do this," I yelled as I grabbed him and pulled him in. He yelped and started flailing in the water. Then I remembered he couldn't swim. Fucking Christ. I forgot I did /kill and that scared me. That really scared me though. I immediately grabbed him, and he wrapped his legs around me like a koala. I chuckled and kissed the top of his head. "I told you I would hold you," I laughed. He scowled at me, and I smirked. "Don't be mad at me. You're the one who asked what I would do," I chuckled. He blushed and kissed me again. I kissed back with just as much and smirked against the kiss. "Are you ready to go back, my flower?" I asked. He nodded, and I carefully sat him on the ledge. He groaned. "I hate wet clothes," he grumbled. I got out, and he looked at me and instantly blushed. "That's why I take off my clothes." There goes my brother walking past my door. That scared me. I'm just getting really scared today for some reason. Okay, let's get back to the actual story. I laughed. Kurama was rolling around laughing and showed me Gaara with a face redder than his hair. I got dressed and started walking back with Gaara attached to my side. "So there's 3 days left of the exam. How do you want to spend them?" I asked while putting my hands behind my head. He shrugged. "No clue, actually. I'll probably just sleep a lot," he said, being dead serious. I chuckled and put an arm around his shoulders. "Well, my flower, I'm pretty sure it'll be pure chaos with the Rookie 9 and Team Guy, along with your siblings, all hanging out in my house." I chuckled. "Yeah, how's that gonna work anyways?" he asked. Now that he says that, they'll sleep either on the couch or on the floor. Maybe in the same bed if the other would be willing, I muttered. Gaara nodded, then stopped in his track. "So you're saying I could have slept with Konkoro?" Gaara asked, deadly cold. I froze like a deer in headlights. "Well, yes, but..." I stopped him from saying anything else. "My flower deserves the best," I smirked. He flushed and only nodded. So what does this make us?" Gaara asked very quietly. "Well, let's see here. We've slept in the same bed because of your nightmares. Kissed me, and I did this." I said the last part quickly as I could before smacking his ass softly. I don't like saying butt. I don't know why. I'd rather just say ass. He gasped and looked at me with wide eyes to where I was laughing so hard air was beginning to be a problem. "Hey!" he yelled at me. He was redder than his hair. I heard a twig snap and a kunai come our way. "Get down," I yelled, pushing him down. While he was down, he surrounded us in sand, protecting us from anything else coming our way. "Nice work, love," I praised. He nodded, and I told Gaara to let his sand down. Once I did, I ran out towards the source of the kunai. I found a ninja with a sound headband. He shot more kunais at me, and I had to back down. "We're here..." Oh god, I hate this. What would you call this word? Slur, kind of? It's a slur for gay people. I hate saying it. You know what? I'm just not going to. I'm just gonna call him queer. We're here to teach you queer a lesson. We don't like queers. There you go. I don't like saying the other version. A girl yelled. I ignored her question. "Why is Orochimaru on my back in this exam?" I growled. "How did you know that?" one asked. I gave him a bored look. There's no village hidden in the sound from what I've heard of, and that one kid with blue hair smelled like snake. In a bad way. So we have Orochimaru. I can't say Orochimaru. There we go. So we have Orochimaru on our asses. Alright. Let's just see how well his Genin are doing, I announced under my breath, and then got an idea. "Kurama, open a mind link to my flower," I demanded. He grunted it in response. "Gaara, take the one with the holes in his hands. Fill them up with your sand. It's game over for him." Oh my god, no, the video's almost over and I'm not done with this yet. Fuck. I'll just continue reading. Where was I? I told him. He nodded from my side and charged at the hunchback. He was taken down easily, then I turned to the girl. You wouldn't hit a girl, right? She stuttered. I barked a laugh and made a slight chop of my hand to her neck, blacking her out. I sighed and looked for Gaara. Good job, my flower, I praised when I saw he did as I asked. Your plan worked well. He was too much of an idiot to notice. He scoffed. I chuckled. Come on, my flower, let's go back. He nodded, but he looked hesitant. What's the matter, my flower? I asked. He rubbed his arm. Can we talk about what we were earlier? He whispered. I sighed. Gaara, if you don't want to be in a relationship with me because of what they said, I started. No, I just wanted to keep talking about what we were to make sure we were on the same page, is all. He stuttered. I chuckled. Well, in that case... I stopped walking and turned around to him and held my hand out. Gaara the Sand, will you be my boyfriend? I asked. His eyes widened and he nodded furiously. I laughed and hugged him. He hugged me back and I kissed the top of his head. You ready, my flower? I asked. He yawned and nodded. I chuckled and bent down in front of him. He hopped on my back and we headed for my house. What are we going to tell my siblings? He whispered. I sighed. Whatever you want, love. Are they homophobic? I asked softly. I could feel him hesitantly shake his head. I smiled softly. I'm pretty sure your brother knew I liked you. I chuckled. He groaned. How fun, he grumbled. I laughed and kissed his head. Go to sleep, my flower. We'll be home before you know it, I whispered. Those words brought a smile upon his face. I like that word, he responded. I quirked my head. Home? I asked. He shook his head. We. And with that, my flower fell into a deep sleep. Okay, that's it, guys. I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Love y'all.